Thank you, Anandi, madam. The subject we are discussing, Sankalpa Shakthi, the power of intent, the power of thought. It's a very deep subject. It's a very important subject. It's an important theme in the field of enlightenment. And what we are going to discuss today will be the continuation of what we have understood yesterday. Manifestation relates to your Sankalpa Shakthi. It relates to your siddhis, the spiritual gifts. So when you are having power, you have to be very responsible. And when you have gifts, spiritual gifts, when you have siddhis, you have to be very, very careful. So we'll discuss about it today in detail. Just a quick summary of what we have discussed yesterday. Before Sankalpa Shakti, Sankalpa Shuddhi is very important. Sankalpa means thought, positive thought. Vikalpa means negative thought. We should not entertain any negative thoughts. We should not entertain any vikalpas. So when you are having a thought, we know a thought is very powerful, and the thought is a function of consciousness. So when you are having a positive thought, you should absolutely be aware of any associated negative thoughts. If there is a negative thought, then there is no energy to your thought. There is no Sankalpa Shakti. No one step forward, two steps backwards. No negativity in your thought patterns. When there is no negativity in your thought patterns, that is called Sankalpa Shuddhi. And number two, you cannot have opposite thoughts. For example, you cannot have a thought, yes, I want to be like Jesus Christ. I want to be like Gautam Buddha. I want to be enlightened. So, how does the desire come? You hear the teachings of the Christ, you hear the teachings of Buddha. The desire comes, yes, I want to be Buddha. I want to be enlightened. I want to be happy in my life like a Buddha. I want to let go of all the sufferings in my life. So that desire comes, then you radiate the thought, I want to be like a Buddha. Then just imagine if you're having another thought, I want to be the chief minister, or I want to be the prime minister of a country. So that is a totally different field, opposing. If you want to be enlightened, your whole lifetime you have to dedicate towards that. You cannot have another thought, okay, I want to be a prime minister, or I want to be a chief minister, or I want to be a political leader. If you have that thought, so one thought is taking you in this direction, and the other thought is pulling you in this opposite direction. So what happens? Nothing moves forward. You will not manifest anything. You will be stuck wherever you are. So not to have opposing thoughts is also Sankalpa Shuddhi. If you want peace in life, if you want joy in life, then the first step is you have to do the labor of love. That is the very first step. Any work you do, it should be of love. There is a natural passion. There is a natural inclination. And you feel a lot of joy when you do that work. That should be the first thing. Any work, labor of love, that is the first step. And when you do the work with love, naturally, eventually, you will receive money more than what you need. See, this is a very beautiful point, important point. I have experimented in my life, and I'm telling you with such great conviction. Anything you do, love, sooner or later, you will start receiving money more than what you need. And the third step is, whatever the money you need, you spend to look after yourself, to feed your family, to fulfill all your needs. to repay the loans, whatever, to fulfill. You use that money to repay all your loans and expenses and look after yourself well. And the excess money, what is left with you after all your expenses, the excess money, you divide into half. The 50% you save it, and the 50% you give it away. So the money which you give it away becomes the green money, and it comes back to you multiple fold. So this is the formula which the Linda Goodman has given, the green money formula. That's when you start receiving the abundance, you start living in the abundance, that you start radiating the abundance. So the first step is labor of love. That is the most important, a spiritual science. Understanding, now we understood the bigger picture of life, the life purpose and the life work. Now let us understand spiritual science. The spiritual science has 4 departments. First is meditation, next is enlightenment, the next is moment-to-moment awareness. The final is the thought power, the power of the mind. There are 4 sections, we can call it as 4 sections. The entire spirituality, the entire spiritual science can be categorized into 4 sections. The first is meditation. The more and more you do meditation sincerely, you begin our inner journey. You go inwards. Meditation means you cut off from the outside. Your inner journey begins. And you activate your third eye, you activate your astral journey, and you will understand greater secrets of other dimensions. You will understand more about yourself, your 7 bodies. You will understand a lot about you. Then you experience a blissful state. When you experience the no thought state, you are experiencing the blissful state, the samadhi state, the nirmal sthiti. So through meditation, more and more self-realization happens. And through that, you experience bliss. And the more you do meditation, the more you start understanding the questions. Who are we? Where did we come from? What are we? What is our life purpose? Why did we take this birth? What happens after death? How do certain events happen? Who is God? What is this birth of death and life and death? What is this cycle? And how is this magical creation going on? So you will start understanding all those fundamental questions. So that is the second department, the field of enlightenment. So exploring the answers to these fundamental questions through not only meditation, through reading books, through Sajjana Sangatya, and through the practice of whatever we have understood, whatever we studied, to integrate in our life, to experiment. The more we experiment, the more we are into the enlightenment process. So meditation leads to enlightenment, and after that comes the next. We can call it as stages. One leads to other. The more you do meditation, the more you are into the enlightenment process, and the more you perfect yourself, the more you focus on your self-mastery, then the more you are getting to the other department. From the enlightenment, you move to the other one. It is called moment-to-moment awareness. Kshanak Jagruti. Now, it is a state of mind which you can achieve only when you are a sincere meditator and you practice mindfulness, and enlightenment becomes your goal of life, your purpose of life. So your goal, your work becomes, the enlightenment is the work of life, then only you get into that stage. So in this state of mind, you are aware 24/7, you are aware 360 degrees, you are aware. You are always in the present moment. And the awareness is every kshana, every moment you are aware. So this is a stage where very highly enlightened souls, they radiate that. A person like a Buddha, a person like a Jesus. If you want living example, then Patriji. If you see Patriji, then you will see him in this stage where he is aware, moment to moment, complete awareness, 360 degrees. So mindfulness becomes very important. Meditation, mindfulness, and your quest for enlightenment. These three things becomes very, very important. And in this moment-to-moment awareness, you see the beauty is nothing is stable. Everything is constantly changing. Everything is dynamic. Everything is ever-changing. The earth is moving, planet, the solar system, the galaxy, everything is moving. Everything is in motion. Everything is dynamic. And to be totally aware in this dynamism, every moment to be aware, alert, we call it as awareness, moment-to-moment awareness. So then you are in alignment with the whole of the creation. Then you become eligible to be a co-creator. So I use the word you become eligible because through this meditation, through this enlightenment, through this moment-to-moment awareness, then you have such tremendous power, you have such tremendous energy where you become a co-creator. You can create anything you want. You can manifest anything you want. And the alignment to the divine is important. If you are not in alignment to the divine, then you cannot be a co-creator. Then you think you are creating, you are manifesting some things. Yes, you can manifest certain things using your siddhis, but you have to pay for the consequences. So unless you are crystal clear about yourself, unless you are crystal clear about the truth, understanding of the truth, you are fully enlightened. And unless you are aware, moment-to-moment awareness is there, then you are totally in alignment with the divine. Then you can manifest whatever you want. Now, without this awareness, without that crystal clear clarity, if you try to manifest things, then there is a very high possibility you will end up manifesting what you don't want. Because superficially, it's your desires which motivates you to manifest certain things. But if you don't have the enlightenment, if you don't understand the complete subject, the knowledge of spiritual science, then you have to face the consequences. So you need to have a peaceful mind, a steady mind, and a wise mind. And this wiseness comes from enlightenment and moment-to-moment awareness. So then you might ask, sir, okay, then why we discussed about Sankalpa Shakti, the power of thought? If you want anything for yourself, then meditation is the answer. Meditation is the welfare of ourselves. Anything, whatever you want for yourself, whether it is health problems or whether it is, your emotional healing or whether it is materialistic things, anything, whatever you want, meditation is the answer. You should stick on to only meditation. The more you sit in meditation, the more naturally you will get what you need. Seek ye the kingdom of God, and all else will add unto it. You seek the kingdom of God. You sit in meditation. And what you need for your life will follow you. You don't need to follow. You don't need to chase money. You don't need to chase name and fame. What you need, what you deserve, it will add on to you. So seeking the kingdom of God is nothing but meditation. So for the welfare of ourselves, is meditation. And Sankalpa Shakti, the thought power, is for Loka Kalyana, is for the welfare of the whole of the planet Earth. This is the truth of the highest. Zoroaster, the founder of the great enlightened master, who is the founder of the Zoroastrian religion, this is the statement. It's a beautiful statement from this great enlightened master. Be contented with what you have. Be contented with what you possess. Whatever you have in life, materialistically, be contented, but not with your self-development. With your self-development, with your self-realization, never be contented. Always there is something to learn. Always there is something to learn. This is infinite things. You see, Shiva is an enlightened master, but he also is always in the meditative state. This is the infinite things. This is the law of infinity. There are so many things to learn. Always you should be a student. You should not have that spiritual ego. Yes, I know everything. If you have that spiritual ego, then you have to pay for the consequences. Always never be contented with yourself. Always keep learning. Become a student. 24/7, you are always in the learning mode. Even though you know many things, you are still in the learning mode to understand the different perspective of the same subject, to see the same subject from a different viewpoint. This is the symbolic meaning of Sahasrara, where we say the Sahasrara is represented. Sahasrara is enlightenment. The Sahasrara is represented with 1,000-petal lotus. Each petal represents one dimension of understanding. So you understand in 1,000 dimensions. So that means that is enlightenment after enlightenment journey, where you are continuously learning from different perspectives. Once the earth lifetime is finished, once the school is finished, we go to college. Once we finish the college, we go to university, we do PhD. After we finish our PhD, then we do the postdoctorate. So it is continuous. There is no end. So be contented with what you possess. Be contented. The statement is very simple. Be contented with what you have, not with you, not with your self-development. So now, this becomes the necessary background to understand about the manifestation science. If you read the book Living with the Himalayas, Living with the Himalayan Masters by Swami Rama, the entire book is such a beautifully written, is the experiences of his journey, where the emphasis is on don't fall into the trap of gifts, spiritual siddhis. Your entire focus should be on the self-realization, but not on the siddhis, not on the spiritual gifts. Everybody should read Living with the Himalayan Masters. If you want to help yourself from all the consequences of your manifestation, you have to read that book. It is very clearly written. If you read the book Autobiography of a Yogi, it is very clearly written. The only goal of life is self-realization. Don't fall into the trap of your powers. Don't fall into the trap of your spiritual siddhis. So Autobiography of a Yogi and Living with the Himalayan Masters, they are classic examples. All our yogis, the enlightened masters, they have always cautioned us, don't go behind the siddhis. And these days, the very topic, manifestation, has become so popular. It has become a fancy word. Manifestation, manifestation. You can manifest what you want. Yes, of course you can manifest what you want. With your thought power, with your decision power, you can manifest what you want. It is a fact. Yes, you can manifest what you want. But be ready for the consequences. For example, in your soul design, in your soul planning, you would have planned your life to be born in a very humble background, where you have to experience a certain aspect. You are going through some financial troubles and you are having limited resources in that particular lifetime. So this is what you have planned, that you are born in a very humble family. And through that, you have to learn how to be contented with what you have. So that might be your soul lesson. That might be your soul plan. So you choose the family, you choose the parents, and you take birth. But after you have come to the planet Earth, then you forget. You forget the plan. For everybody, there is a certain amnesia. Then you are born in that family, you grow. Your soul lesson, your soul design, your soul planning is to be contented with what you have. Or how to be how to experience life with limited resources. The perseverance, or to learn the lesson of perseverance. So this might be your possible lessons, and you would have designed. And then what happens? You forget it. And when you start growing, then you see all the things around you. You see the advertisements, you see the cars, you see the bungalows, you see the richness. And then these desires are coming from your senses. Then what you do? Then the desire comes from within you. I want this, I want that. I want a car, I want a house. I want to start a business, and I want to have a 20 crore turnover business. I want this. So all this, you are taken over, you are engulfed by these desires. And then what you do? Yes, I have attended the manifestation workshop, and I'm going to use all my techniques, my visualization techniques, my this techniques and that techniques, and I'm going to manifest it. So what you do? You manifest. Yes, you will manifest. At what cost? You have to pay the price of it. Take one more lifetime. Because the very purpose of life is for self-realization, not for manifesting cars and bungalows and other things. What you need, that comes naturally to you. What you deserve, you get it. That is a spiritual law. What you deserve, you will get it. But you have to work hard for it. Another example. For example, in your life design, your design is to focus your whole life journey into the self-realization process, where you are not taking certain responsibilities, and your responsibility is only towards yourself. So you choose that you want to be a bachelor in that lifetime. And then you see so many attractive women in the movies, the heroines, and you see everywhere it's a certain beauty which is attracting you. So your hormones hijacks you. And then you say, oh, I want marriage, I want marriage. But you don't know the consequences of marriage. Say, I want to marry a beautiful woman, I want to marry a beautiful woman. Okay, then you use your thought power, you use your willpower, you manifest. Then you marry a beautiful woman, then the real picture starts. Now the woman wants all the comforts, all the luxuries. Then your self-realization process is gone. So you have to focus on earning more money, more business, first job, second job, part-time job, so that you can satisfy your wife. Consequences. So friends, I am not against manifestation. Please understand. There are many, many techniques which helps you to manifest a lot of things. I'm not against it. But be aware. Be clear what you really want. Just a story of Vishwamitra. This is a very intense subject. Very, very intense subject. I know you have many questions, and I have not completed this topic yet. There is still more to come. Hold on to it. You will have all the dots connected. Just a story of Vishwamitra I want to tell you. So Vishwamitra meditated for 1,000 years, and he got such enormous powers that he has the power to co-create. He can create anything he wants. For 1,000 years he meditated. But Indra was little skeptical. This fellow has so many powers, don't know whether he is going to be in using it for the right things, whether he is in divine alignment or not. So what Indra does? Okay, so let me test it. So he sent Menaka, a celestial beauty. So he sent Menaka to Vishwamitra, and seeing Menaka, Vishwamitra was like, wow, it's like, what a beauty. And then Vishwamitra had this desire, will you marry me? So he asked Menaka, will you marry me? Then Menaka said, yes, I'm happy to marry you on one condition, that you have to fulfill all my desires. You have to take care of me. You have to fulfill my desires. The day you cannot fulfill my desires, I will leave. Vishwamitra said, that's nothing. I am a co-creator. I can create anything I want. So I said, yes. So they are married, and they are happily living a married life. Every day Menaka will ask. Her request will be in such a strange way that she will ask certain fruits which is not in the season. For example, mangoes come in the summer, but she wants mangoes in the winter. So Vishwamitra says, okay, fine, I will manifest. So he uses power, he uses thought power, he uses Sankalpa Shakti, he uses willpower, he uses Siddhis to manifest and give her. So certain flowers which is not in the season, certain fruits. And also Manaka says, I feel like flying and I want to have an aerial view of the planet Earth. Then Vishwamitra says, okay, what a big deal. So he will put his hand on her shoulders and he will say, okay, now look up. And then the both will fly and say, okay, are you able to see the bird's eye view? Yes. Manaka is like, wow, so good, so happy. So I want to fly in the sky. I want this fruit. I want that fruit, everything. Vishwamitra started giving her. Then one day, Manaka said, I feel like having a bird's eye view. I feel like flying in the sky. Then Vishwamitra said, okay, what a big deal. I've taken you so many times. One more ride. So puts the hand on her shoulders and say, look up. He's going up. Not happening. They both are on the ground. They cannot fly. So Vishwamitra realized that all his powers are gone. Manaka immediately said, you cannot fulfill my wishes. Bye-bye. Left. So Vishwamitra realized that he has misused all his spiritual gifts in manifesting. What he has used it for? He didn't use it for any destruction. He used it for manifesting for his desires, to fulfill the desires. He learned the lesson. Again, he meditated for another 1,000 years. Then Indra said, he got again the same spiritual gifts. He became a co-creator. Then Indra said, I'm still not sure whether this person has learned the lesson. So this time he sent Ramba, much more beauty. 6 years to woman in the celestial worlds. Indra sent Ramba. Now the moment Vishwamitra saw Ramba, he became aware. This is the play of Indra. How dare he does this play with me? He said, he cursed her. You have come to disturb my enlightenment process. So he cursed her. You become a statue. So she became a statue. So he has to spend so much energy. The curse, when you curse somebody, it takes an enormous amount of energy to fulfill that, to manifest that. So Vishwamitra has to use all his energy for the celestial beauty to become a statue. Then again Vishwamitra failed the test. Again he lost all the energies and the siddhis. He said, oh my God, I have to be very aware. Moment to moment I have to be aware of my emotions and of my thoughts. So he said, okay, one more round. Another 1,000 years he meditated to get back the same siddhi. Now this time he learned all his lessons. Then his will, his thoughts has come into alignment with the divine. So he never interfered in the nature. He has all the gifts. He meditated another 1,000 years for the third time. He got all the powers. He can manifest anything he wants, but he didn't use it. He said, I learned my lesson. So he became a Brahmarshi. So friends, this story is there with us to learn this fundamental fact. Be responsible. Every gift comes with responsibility. Every power, you misuse it, you have to pay the consequences. Don't fall into the trap of the desires. I want to manifest money, I want to manifest house, I want to manifest this, I want to manifest that. No, don't fall into the trap. The ultimate truth is, seek ye the kingdom of God first, and all else will be added unto it. For yourself, what you want for yourself, you get it through meditation. What you deserve, it will come through naturally because you deserve it. You are eligible for it. The universe will give you without you asking for it. And Sankalpa Shakti is for Loka Kalyan. Like you have decided that you want to teach meditation to the whole world. Yes, then use your energy to make an effort to travel around the world and teach meditation to everybody. So you are not using the gift, you are not using your power for yourself, you are not using the power for your desires, but you are using your power for others, for the welfare of the whole humanity, for a cause to make the planet Earth a little more beautiful. So this is the proper understanding. If you are having some health problems, you understand that this health problem is because of your karma from your past lives. And you have to pay for it. You sit in meditation, the healing will happen naturally. The healing will happen naturally and it will be the permanent healing. Don't use your gifts, don't use your siddhis. Okay, you close your eyes, I'm focusing on this organ and this organ is getting healed and I'm visualizing that I'm becoming so well, I'm running again. I'm no more in the deathbed. I'm using my visualization techniques to get up from my bed and run and do various things. Yes, of course you can do it. But at what cost? Lot of your energy, your Shakti, you have to spend. And that puts you back in the backward foot of your self-evolution, self-realization. So whether it is for your health, whether it is for your healing, or whatever is for the materialistic things, meditation is the answer. But if you try to use your gifts for your healing, yes, you can heal, but be ready for the consequences. Self-healing, the healing which happens naturally, is the best healing, whether it is physical, emotional, psychological. Nature is perfect. So our body has its own intelligence. Our soul has designed and planned in a certain way. You got to respect it. And if you don't respect the nature, if you don't respect the divine intelligence, and if you think you are much more intelligent and you can do what you want, then the spiritual ego comes, then you manifest, you are in the manifestation path, you end up having all the consequences, and the consequences is only for you. Your spiritual journey is at stake. Your enlightenment is at stake. So this is a very, very deep subject, my dear friends. Still more to come. We will continue. Thank you very much. Namaste to all.